Hey guys, Prince of Macedon here, and if you are alone at home watching my videos, just know that Alexander the Great will always love you. Anyways, this is a random 20k battle. I'll be commanding the Macedonians, and my opponent will be commanding the Romans over there. Now, I had just played this guy in a previous battle. My infantry force is pretty strong. It's Royal Pikes, and they are gold upgraded, backed up with 6 Cretan archers. But my cav force is pretty lame. I've got the Macedonian cav, but I did gold upgrade them, and I also hid 2 squadrons of light lancers in the high grass, sorry, the tall grass in the back. And in honor of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out, look at my name, Sonic. Don't know if any of you are Sonic fans. Anyways, my opponent's army, look at this. He has 4 artillery pieces. Now, typically that's not really a factor, but when he is flaming you with flaming missiles, some of those shots will hit your troops and they will cause a lot of damage. Luckily, I was deployed to the side here, and my opponent didn't have the flaming artillery turned on just yet, but at this point he was switching to flames. You can see he has, I think they're like gold, bronze upgrade urban cohorts, so still pretty strong. His cav force weren't very upgraded, but they are Praetorians regardless, so pretty strong. I think his general unit is very highly upgraded. There's like 7 upgrade flags on there. Then he has some archer auxiliary, I believe 4 of them. But yeah, look at the damage that his flaming artillery is going to do to my phalanx force here. I think this is when this one starts to hit. One of these will start to hit. But instead of going to loose formation, I decided to close the distance as fast as possible. The problem with loose formation is if you are charging your opponent at close range, you need time to reassemble your troops into tight. So that's why I approached in tight formation. Oh yeah, but you can see some of the damage earlier. I got smacked here. This incinerated my pikes. This unit is down to 103 from 120 or 121. Forgot the number is. So at around this point, I took my light lancers out of hiding. And my opponent was very concerned about that. You can see him shifting all of his Praetorian cav to the other side to respond to my light lancers. So I guess when you see cav charging, it is it's always something of concern, but they really were just lancers. So again, this is a fun battle, but you're going to see I take a lot of damage, not just from the artillery, but when I get close, these urbans are going to dice me up. Look at that. Look at that one's down to 95 now. But yeah, close range, these urbans, look at this. This was a healthy unit at 120, and now they're down to 101, 98, 97. Now after just 1 or 2 volleys, so my infantry is going to get slaughtered here if my cav doesn't take part in the battle. So I got my lancers running around my opponent just to cause a confusion. And it's so weird that his artillery is so accurate at this point. Like, he is pegging this unit here, and it's even hugging his urbans, but you'll see his artillery is still striking my guys pretty well. So I got my Macedonian cav riding down the right, and my other half of Macedonians riding down the left. I got my lancers in the back, and I can't believe he actually dispatched 2 units of Praetorian cav to deal with them when I had my heavy cav coming up here. So I see his cav coming. And I'm going to charge down this side. Unfortunately, I lost my Royal Pikes over there. They got obliterated from artillery and then the pure quality of urban cohorts. But I'm still going to charge the backs of these guys. But since there's no holding force, it is pretty dangerous for me to be engaged with urbans. But luckily I got his Praetorian cav divided. Some are chasing my lancers. And I'm going to get a successful charge over on this side. I'm going to wipe out his Praetorian cav over on this side too. I got my lancers charging in. The lancers have a much better charge than the Macedonian cav, even though the lancers are considered light cav. So let's get a nice overhead of what's happening here. I'm successful on the right, he's actually successful on the left, but I've got a lot of success on the right, so I'm going to keep running down this urban cohort line. I see a lot of wavering Roman flags, but he is achieving success over on my left side over here. But in my previous battle against my opponent, I just went all infantry and archers. So it was kind of lame because I was very defensive in that battle because I had nothing to counter his cav. So I decided to bring cav this time to make it slightly more exciting. Anyways, I brought my royal pikes here to outflank. So it's kind of interesting in the hammer and anvil role. This could be my cav acting as the anvil and my infantry acting as the hammer. So he still has a lot of archers left. I'm going to take my victorious cav and just take out his artillery. I was really surprised at how well his artillery was doing in this fight. But here he bugged out some of my royal pikes. And I'm going to bring in some of my guys here to help out my lone royal pikes here, who are actually being defeated. So I just lost my cav. That's okay. At least it buys more time for these royal pikes. And I got my archers in the back, probably shooting my own men, but that's okay. But luckily, I'm taking out his archers. I took out his artillery for the most part, except for this one. This one's still... No, they're done. I think they're out of missiles at this point. So I'm gonna smack them. So at this point, this is the only real fight happening right now. And I'm going to send in my cav to cycle charge these urbans. And that's where his general's at. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to kill his general. But I will do a lot of damage to his general unit. Wait, I lost my general, did I? I think I did. Let's see. I don't see him anywhere. I might have missed the thing. But anyways, just gonna launch these charges. Now, Macedonian cav, again, they are considered heavy, but their stats aren't anywhere as good as the Campania cav, and their charge bonus is pretty lame. As I said, the Lancers have a much higher charge bonus than the Macedonian cav. So that is one good advantage of Macedon in CWB battles, is that they can get light Lancers who have they're pretty cheap and they have a very great charge bonus. So you get a good charge bonus at the cost of almost a Greek cav. So here's a close-up of the action. Yeah, there's his commander. Look at that, there's like 4 of my horsemen trying to kill his commander. Evan got some royal pikes, but because of the hit points, he even kills one of my horses there, as you can see. My guy's gonna juke him a little bit. Let's just watch this part. I have more cav coming in, but I think the battle ends before my cav even gets there. Because his last unit decides to withdraw. Yeah, there they go. And his oh, look at that jump! So it's considered an average victory. Oh, that was his name. His name was Voltaire-templario. So pretty gruesome deaths there at the beginning. So yeah, usually artillery isn't good, and they didn't really kill that many. But when the battle started, the damage was very telling. Like they did manage to rout one of my units almost by themselves, one of my royal pike units, which in an infantry fight is costly, especially against urbans. And yeah, I would have lost the infantry fight if it wasn't for my cav smashing up his cav. So, but yeah, luckily he didn't put much upgrades into his cav. But yeah, as I got closer, his Pila destroyed my royal pike line. So that's when I was like, wow, my infantry might actually lose. I might actually have to skirmish this guy to death. So it didn't come down to that, but if it did, I was prepared to fight him through skirmish tactics. As a commander, you always have to be flexible on how you try to win a battle. But I try to approach it with the balanced approach first, using combined arms. Using heavy infantry, heavy cav, light cav, and to a lesser extent the archers. But if the situation demanded it, I would have relied on my archers in the back. I still had, I think, 3 or 4 different groups of archers. Anyways, a good game to my opponent. Hope you enjoyed this battle, and happy Valentine's to everyone here. And I'll see you guys later.